Oh, did not feel good. Star 26. Okay. Log in, that's it.
How may I assist?
Hey Google, I spell Survivor.
According to Wikipedia, Crystal Cox is an American track and field athlete who was on the NAT.
Hey Google. Hey Google. How do you spell Survivor?
Survivor is spelled S-U-R-V-I-V-O-R.
Welcome to the Eternal City.
Hello there. Be seeing you then. Come with me. To what do I owe the pleasure? Always a pleasure. The pieces are falling into place. I just need a little more time. It's done. The mirror is complete.
Laurent, we must leave while we can.
Fancy a chin
It is
wag?
only a matter of time before the Stone Legion descends upon us once again.
Off you go. If you still have business to attend to, I understand. Until we meet again, my friend.
Top craftsmanship right here. Mind your things then. If it ain't broke, I'll take it.
Why would anyone walk anywhere? Remember, a safe flight is a boring flight.
Finally, a captive audience. I will sever your soul from your body.
I need to get closer. Another soul to strengthen the host. The vortex of the harvested calls to you.
large one must be the Alpha. Slay it, and the others will scatter. Politics of the harvested calls to you. Father for the engine.
Hey man, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, long time no hear. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you feeling?
Oh, right now, no pain. Pretty numb. 3 rum and cokes deep. So I'm actually feeling a little talkative at the moment.
Well, that's good.
So I want to apologize for how I deuced out the last time. I've taken some time and done some study, did a bit of my homework, and I can kind of explain a bit of what happened. Myers-Briggs personality chart. I'm INFJ, so I'm like the rarest personality type in the world and extremely introverted. But I'm the most extroverted of the introverts. We're kind of a conundrum all the way down, and when we get overwhelmed as a self-preservation mechanism, we have what we call the emotional door slam, and we just, if something's hurting us, we just shut everything out and close the door and block it all out. And that's only magnified by the autism and everything. So
Hey, don't worry about it. That's why I made this guild called the Misunderstood Few, because there's a lot of people out there that are misunderstood, you know?
yeah, I know. It just because INFJ, and it hurts me the way that everything played out and the way that we parted and everything, and I've been through a lot since then, and I'm kind of struggling, but I'm trying to make the best of it that I can, and do what I can moving forward. About 2 weeks ago, my cat, Lady Morgana, passed away. She was about 16 years old, had bad hips, and was just old age. Google says about 16 to 18 years is about typical for an indoor house cat. So I mean, it was about her time. I gave her about 2-3 weeks of constant hand and foot attention and tuna and catnip and loves. And
Vicious headbutt. Smothering drain.
Okay.
yeah, just a little sad. Just talking about it. Got her ashes back about a week ago, and just been struggling through things, and
Vicious headbutt.
Yeah, it's okay.
I know.
Severing smash.
I also found out a bit of information and completely panicked and spazzed out and burned a few IRL connections and lost friends. And I understand it and have correlated things since, and in truth, I'm okay with whatever bridges burned.
Beware.
At some point in the future, I'll try and reach out with them like I'm reaching out with you now. See if I can mend anything if I'm around and have the time. I'm gonna say something, and I don't want it to scare you because I know we're both autistic.
Just before you do say something, just know I am on Twitch. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm good with that. I googled. Well, provided you actually want to hear this. I don't know. I don't want to put this on you if you don't want to know.
Hey,
I don't know how much you.
That's what I'm here for, man. I'm here for no matter what.
No, I know, but we share some of the same conditions and whatnot, and I don't want to unduly put you through what I've been through and have you go through the existential. I mean, I can talk us all the way through it and try and get us both to a place where we're good, but I don't know if you're gonna be upset what I say. It's just, this is statistical information that you can Google. So I can put a pin in it and we can talk about it later, or I can go forward. It's up to you. I don't want to. I'm good either way. I'm comfortable talking about it now. I'm more concerned about your health and well-being. So it's your call, bro.
Nah, it's okay. I don't mind.
Okay, so about a week ago, couple of days after I got Morgana's ashes back, I had gone to the bar with my good bro, my little brother, and my student, my buddy that was gonna start streaming with me and everything, and having a couple of drinks at a bar in town, just, Irish wake and cheers, Lady Morgana. You will be missed but not forgotten. We were Googling different things and having a couple of drinks and playing some songs and just, can you guess the artist and what was the name of the song? And we were going back and forth from 1960s Beach Boy kind of tunes to Mozart, Bach, Beethoven kind of thing, just as a period back and forth reference. And amidst the back and forth, I googled an interesting fact, and probably shouldn't have at that moment, but just curiosity and the hyper focus, and it wandered onto one thing and then the next and then the next, and rather than trying to fight it, just be in the moment and be present and whatnot, and it's like, okay, my brain's curious, let's find out. I've had a couple of drinks. What's the average, okay Google, what's the average life expectancy for someone with autism?
That's a strange question.
The answer I got back kind of shocked me. Needless to say, I'm about 4 years over the average life expectancy.
Okay.
And about to turn 40. So that was kind of a Ah! Oh my goodness.
Well,
How much time do I have left?
Here's the thing. When it comes to those things like OK Google and all that stuff, you don't believe every single word it says. You know, it's just
No, exactly.
yeah.
It's just the accumulated data and facts and statistics and the most likely known. It's not necessarily accurate. It's just
Yeah.
the what's currently been accumulated. And I've come to be okay with that. And
Right.
just looking over, there's a connection between INFJ, which is the rarest and truest form of genius, which is the most latest addition to the human cerebral cortex, which okay, I get. And then you come to find out, like, who else have been INFJ and probably autistic, and you find out, like, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Elon Musk, a lot of people. And then you realize, like, okay, the first person ever truly diagnosed with autism was the most documented patient ever, and he lived to be about 90, 95, and that's where they're kind of bookmarking it. So the average being that most people with the condition are deep into the spectrum and non-functional, and they tend to pass away in the 15s to 20 age. So the average tends to be, mathematically, that does not necessarily mean that you or I will at that time. It doesn't mean that we have like a store-bought expiration date. It's just merely that's the statistical mathematical average. If you've taken better care of yourself, you'll probably last longer, and just because you're at where you're at doesn't mean anything. You could always change health, diet, whatever, and try and that could affect a whole number of statistics, and things tend to be a feedback loop. And it's something just like, hey, one less candy bar or one less soda a week, and a few more push-ups or whatever, a day of cardio or leg day every now and again, and that could quit smoking, and that could add 10 to 15, 20 years to the so I mean, and like Michio Kaku talks about, there's the longevity escape velocity. So the longer you live, the more amount of medical discoveries that could prolong so that you could inevitable law blah 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 on and on and on. So nothing's certain, and I've kind of moved past that. It was just when you're playing nursemaid to someone that is passing, and you're deeply sensitive and in tune, and you've been with them from the moment of their birth to the moment of their passing, and you've done this rodeo before, and you know the signs, and you've Googled the stats and statistics, and it tends to be on the money. You have that moment where you go, ah. And granted, in my younger days, I did Ren Fair, and I drank a bit, and this and that, and I had given it all up. And in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I've probably had anywhere from a shot to 3 rum and cokes a day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that ain't great, but it helps me cope right now. Long term, I need to do something better than just drinking, and that's partly why I'm reaching out.
Have you ever
it's
tried?
just-
Have you ever tried this?
Uh,
Basically, what I do if I get upset or if I get too wound up or something like that, I grab the nearest thing I have to me and I start playing with it as a distraction.
Yes, like a fidget spinner and stuff like that. I have like 2 or 3 fidget spinners and a bunch of different things on my desk to help with that kind of thing.
To me, fidget spinners aren't that much of a thing. I'm more like grabbing a pen and clicking it, or
Yeah, even just a coin and doing the through the fingers thing kind of thing, or turning, holding your phone and spinning it around in your hands and stuff like that,
or jiggling the keys, or
yeah,
a stress ball. It's just something that I can physically think and say like, oh look, spin, and then wait for it to stop spinning.
yeah, and that's the thing is it's all just temporary coping mechanisms and things like that.
And then there's the other
and
one where you step back for a second and do some square breathing.
yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying though is that's the thing is like I've done square breathing, I've done meditation, I've done fidgeting, I've done hand-eye things, I've done thinking about things and pacing and talking to people, and I've gotten to the point where I've literally talked to people till I've burned them out because like it's like just billion thoughts and feelings and trying to correlate things and even other John, my apprentice, and he's INFJ as well, and we get along well because we see things quite similarly, but we also had the same thing where like because we bunked heads, and he's the indomitable INFJ type where it's like no challenge is too big, and I'm the tortured type where it's like I want to be no challenge is too big, but realistically there are things that will crush me and cripple me and set me back despite my best efforts. And he's tried to help me and work with me through things and stuff like that. And that's the thing is like I'm turning 40, he's 21. It's really, I've got so much life experience and he only knows and can relate to so much. So past a certain point when he gets like insensitive and he's just like, we'll just get over it. And I'm like, autism is not something like, granted my PTSD I could get over. Baggage I could put on the curbside, but like autism is not something you can just put down and move away from. It's literally the way my brain is like neurologically structured. Yes, neuroplasticity is a thing, but that doesn't mean I can like we're in the grips of like you're talking about Neuralink, and that's why Elon Musk is building it. And he realizes and recognizes that like no matter the topic, because I am so like and there was a TED talk with an autistic lady that I watched recently, and she legitimately explained it because of neuro hardwiring and branching in the actual brain structures. Some of us, a lot of us, autistic people, legitimately have a mind that functions like a computer search engine. And that's why we struggle with interpersonal reactions, but we're so on point with data and analytics and information. And like we'll see or hear something and our brain will analyze things, and like things that could take a person a couple hours to a couple of weeks, and we suss it in a matter of seconds. And then it's like, but how do you react to that? And knowing that you're bad at social reactions, knowing that no matter how you try and react, people are going to misunderstand where you're coming from and what you're trying to get across. And so you panic, and it's just negative recursive spirals all the way down until you're just like, spaz. And at that point, it's almost like rather than just have a moment where you're screeching nonstop, it's better to just cut the mic and step away. It's just how long does it take you to like bookend to bookend and get back to being able to like, hi, how are you? Sorry about that, my bad. Does that make sense?
I guess in a way.
I mean, it's rather convoluted, but
Hey, Doctor.
you know, like we kind of, whether it's like fluorescent lighting
Is
of
that
a certain
talk about
hertz
autism?
frequency or certain sounds, or like we can get easily overwhelmed, and there's certain social circumstances and interactions that we just don't know how to process. And part of why they say our life expectancy is so short is because, like, if you're dumb and you don't know any better, and like you know, ninjas and shurikens all around you, but you don't see any of it, so you don't panic.
It's like kind of like me trying to understand something, and I keep asking the question.
Right, you know, and that's the whole thing is like you almost feel like, am I even human? Like, do you relate the way I relate? Do you see things, and because the way we see things is so much different than the way that other people see things, rather than like
kind of like, for an example, I was in a first aid class, and they were like, if someone's having a heart attack, give them 2 aspirin, right?
okay,
And my reaction was like, do we look for reactions with aspirin, like Tylenol, Advil going together? And they're like, nope, just give them 2 aspirin. But what if I cause their death because I'm giving them 2 aspirins and they already had another medication? Is there any reaction?
exactly.
I need to know.
Like, what if they're on MOI inhibitors, and my giving them the extra Tylenol is the thing that puts them over the dosage line that exacerbates the already pre-existing condition?
Yeah.
Like, what if I completely misread the situation?
Mhm.
And my trying to do something good does something, because there's always the paradoxical effect to keep in consideration. Like, you give caffeine to someone with ADHD to calm them down, because caffeine in a normal person would wind them up, but in somebody with ADHD, they have the paradoxical effect and it calms them down. What if I'm accidentally giving them the wrong thing? Like, shouldn't I be looking for something deeper in their medical profile that might suggest that I should be using this instead of that? And they're like, you're overthinking it. And I'm like, a man's life could be at stake. Of course I'm going to overthink it.
Mhm.
And they're like, no, just 97% of the time you give them 2 Tylenol, they pop out of it. Like, stop overthinking it.
Mhm.
Yes, 3% of the time they may keel over dead, but like realistically, it's only less than 1%. So don't worry about it. But still, we think that way, so it's a concern we have, and until they find the way to be able to say it so that we're like, okay, that makes sense, I understand now, rather than over like reacting, just like bam, the quicker I can get 2 of them in him, the better off he might be. But without that conversation, but they don't have the patience to have that further conversation. I went through the exact same thing when I was at Dave's school, digital animation, video effects, and they were like, just play around with it. And I'm like, my family paid $40,000 for me to go to school. I can grasp there's a larger mathematical formula to things, like water is the way it is because the way it is, and glass is the way it is the way it is, but they both share similar properties. So if I get water wrong, does it come out looking like glass? Or if I get glass wrong, does it come out looking like water? Like, what are the specific values for the different thing? And they're like, just play around with it, man. There's a bunch of different settings in the book. Look them up. And I'm like, I can't fathom that this is the way you're just... I could literally have bought like the program for $1,000, sat down on YouTube, bought a textbook for $500, and like saved myself $30,000 and just spent twice as long and figured this out for myself. If all you're gonna tell me is play around with it, like, give me a little more guidance. Like, I'm expecting that there's a larger mathematical structure to why leather looks like leather or why cloth looks like cloth, or
Yeah,
how
kinda like
how do you run dynamic simulations. And they're like, we just texturing and animation, bro. Dynamics is something you'll figure out on your own later on. And it's like, if you specialize in that, that's nothing to say. You could be a modeling artist, you could be an animation artist, and that doesn't mean you'd ever be the guy that gets to do particle physics or rigging for dynamics. Like, I want to know, how do I, like, if I make a dam and the dam breaks, like, how do I get the water to run like water? And they're like, we don't cover that. And I'm like, why did I even pay you guys? Like, I'm wasting my time.
Mhm. Like, I'm paying you to teach me. Why aren't you teaching me?
You know, when your best suggestion is play around with it, it's like, come on, man.
I could have bought the program and I could have played around with it if I wanted to.
You know, the program is literally Lightwave 3D is $1,000. There's tutorials on YouTube, and I could just sit down and play around with it. Now, granted, the studio was on the Universal Studios, Florida, or Orlando, Florida back lot. So, like, you know, there's the guy at the guard shack, and it's like you show him the pass, and he lets you in the backstage. And that was, you go there to go to school. And so, like, you go to lunch on the backstage cafe, and this is like behind the actual tourist theme park, and that's where they actually had the warehouse studios and the sound stages where they did, you know, the Tiger Moon's commercial, Tiger Woods commercial, where he was playing golf on the moon in the spacesuit. They'd finished shooting that commercial 2 weeks before I showed up there. Like, I met Mankind on the back lot and at the gas station just in front of the back lot and at the cafeteria. He was cool as shit. He was just a nice, genuine, humble, lovable person. Ellen DeGeneres, all the mean things they say are kind of true. She was not very polite or nice. She did not have time for small people. She's like, who are you? And then just completely ignored me and went back to talking to other people. But, you know, that's famous people for you.
Yeah, because the thing is,
it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's the same thing like with all other people thinking is they're always looking for an angle to expand their brand, you know?
Yeah, networking, you know? And that's the thing is, you know, like, once upon a time I played with Asmongold, and sometimes that gives me, you know, the kind of in angle that, like, oh, hey, you were cool enough to play with the big guys and whatnot, even if you're not really a known person. And sometimes it's like, oh, you associated with that douchebag? I don't need to know you at all. And it's like, hey, he's a cool dude. That a lot of it is a persona. You know, I mean, he's an entertainer. I mean, could you say the same thing about George Carlin or Robin Williams? Like, everybody has their unsavory points. You know, I mean, like, he's a damn good entertainer and performer. He attracts an audience, and he's got a good point about a lot of things.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like, back to what I was saying, like, where they're networking, all that sort of stuff, is that what can you do to progress me if I'm talking to you, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, once upon a time, you know, 400 BC to 1400s. Good morrow, my lord. You know, like, oh, there's always room for one more. You know, we can put an extra little bit on and try and have some extra stew. You know, sure, we'll have, you know, not a big deal. We'll figure it out.
You know,
but nowadays, not so much.
Yeah, you know.
What can you know, Eddie? What have you done for me lately? Yeah, I heard you guys kind of had a little bit of a falling out, and he bounced to a different server or disappeared.
Yeah.
What happened there? Is everything cool?
Well, the thing is that he bounced to a different server and said that the server's dying and all that stuff, and kept on and on and on about me. switching servers. I'm like, I don't want to switch servers. Just get done with it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Arthas is home.
yeah. And the thing is, like, when I make someone an officer, I hopefully hope that they're willing to spend a little time while I'm away or something like that to help out with the guild and help it grow.
Yeah.
With him, it was all me.
Gotcha. No, it makes a certain degree of sense. I went back and I watched the VOD. That's partially why I've been gone for so long. Is, you know, I heard what was said after I logged out, and I was you know, I know you can't talk to this guy, you can't tell this kid anything. It's like,
That's what I was talking about. You know,
I know.
that was too much with Sunny, you know?
And I know where he was coming from, and I don't blame him for it. And if anything, it's like, I miss you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Message me in game sometime. We'll talk. But yeah, you know, it's like Porcupine's dilemma. You know, like, you're covered in quills, everybody around you is covered in quills. It's cold outside, but like either you freeze to death or you huddle up for warmth, but then you're poking each other. And you don't want to poke each other, but you can't help but poke each other. You mean well, you care about people, you want to do well and help each other, but just by existing, you're poking other people and you're getting poked by other people. And some of us are enough to be able to take the pokes, and some of us are all about giving the pokes. I guess it's like Asmund says, sometimes you get got. Sometimes you get got too many times and it doesn't feel good getting got. Sometimes you realize that you're either giving the gods or you're getting the gods, and you don't want to get them, and so you make the point of going out of your way to give the gods. And I know he didn't really mean to hurt me as bad as he did. He probably didn't realize it, but I opened up and I talked to him about, you know, everything that's really going on with me, and more than I've even really opened up with you. And I guess that's why when he kind of flashed on me, it was like, bro, not you too. Come on, man. I've made myself vulnerable to you, and this is how you're gonna do me?
Yeah.
And then like 2-3 days later, when I went back and listened to the VOD, it was just like, oh, I'm done. I just, for my own sanity, I'm walking away. Never really quit the game, but I never really, and I did figure out the anima thing, by the way. Kind of gave me a little bit of bad advice. Wasn't your fault though. The anima system is just straight confusing and garbo. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I figured it out on alternate DK. It's just, yeah, you gotta really look it up, and there's a quest line to unlock it, and it's yeah, it's a thing. But once you get it all sorted out, it's like, okay, I know how to do this, I get it. But that's kind of what I was getting at with the whole, like, no, I get it. Like, if you learn it on the hardest difficulty with the most mechanics and everything, I'm just used to, like, learn it on the lowest and work up to the highest. So it was a complete reversal from the way I was used to doing it. And then with the emphasis of add-ons and everything. And then, like, I'm doing interrupts, but, like, I don't have add-ons to say, like, that I'm doing the interrupts, so that when people are like, hey, people need to interrupt more, I didn't really have anything to be like, bro, look, I'm like seconding on the DPS charts, and I'm actually like doing half of the interrupts. I just don't have anything specifically calling out that I am. So like, how do I, okay, right, I guess I do need to use them, but I don't want to stop everything because time's the thing and we're on stream. So like, we'll take some time later and get that all panned out, but like, let's do the thing now. And then when we were like, no, the thing now can wait, let's do the add-ons, it kind of felt on the spot. And with the combination of feeling out of sorts, out of place, and still trying to get like my whole headspace with like where I'm at with the group and everything, because I was still kind of new, I kind of panicked, maybe a little too much, but like, that's INFJ and autistic for you. You know, it's just, rather than fully slamming the door, I like nearly pinched my thumb, leaving a gap to be able to open it because I let people whisper me. And in truth, say a big thanks to Lazy Turtle. He's been whispering me for the last couple of weeks, just checking in on me every now and again. And I guess he was the warlock friend of Sunny's, that we were doing that summoning thing in the warlock order hall. And he had just kept checking in on me, and I was like, leave me alone. He was like, how you doing? I'm like, my cat died, I'm getting drunk, fuck off. He's like, well, I hope you're doing okay. I'm like, all right, have a nice day. You know, and he just kind of being a nice, general, caring, compassionate person wore me down over a couple of weeks with just, hope you're doing okay, every other day. And so I was like, all right, tell Sunny and Aver I'm going to need a few days and I'm going to need to get a new bottle and have a few drinks, but I'll try and come back.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that part.
No, that's apparently because he just told me today that apparently you and Sunny had a falling out and he went to a different server, and I was like,
that's another thing too. That kind of made me upset that Sunny pulled him to a different server.
See, and that's the thing is like he was working on a Horde character on Arthas when he had messaged me. So he's still on Arthas, he's just playing his tunes on the other side. So, but yeah, no, as a guild master, previous guild master, I very much know what it's like to like have somebody that was like an officer, high tier officer, potentially worthy of like, you know, guild master's assistant or second or something like that, and then have them deuce out to another server and take people with them, no less.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I can't blame them, but at the same fault, it doesn't. At the same point, it doesn't leave us in a great place, and it does make like everything a struggle to like keep going forward. And too many big losses like that, and it's like, yeah, it is what it is, and that's kind of, you know, like. My guild, the Dark Arts, and it's like me and like me.
What's your character's Eder eye level?
Let me take a look. I had stepped into the other room for I'm on the long cord for my headset. Let's see. Ooh. Loralis, level 56, 113. I honestly, give me a day or two and I probably spend most of the gold I have, and I could probably get her up to decent quick.
So So she's 113?
Yeah, currently.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I was like, ooh boy, because I bounced around. I looked up what's the best this, what's the best that, and I'd like, oh look, Warlock's actually on top. My old main in my old guild, Chaos Lord was an AF Warlock. Let's, blah blah blah, and I got him up to like eye level 160, 180, something like that, and then I was like, well, I'll start working on my priest because she's got tailoring and I'll make bags. That'll save me some money from making a bunch of bags, and still ended up having to buy a bunch of bags on the auction house. So it started playing on my Death Knight, made a new Death Knight.
That's cool.
So yeah, started Boomkin on Moonguard just for the lulz, because I was like, it's a bunch of different people and seems like a lively server, and I know the rumors are it's mostly ERP, but it is actually a fairly booming RP community, and that's, believe it or not, I came from an RP server, went to a PvP server, then went to a normal server. For the most part, I really, honestly, I dig the RP. Do you watch the Snacky Box videos that he does?
No, I haven't even heard of that person.
Snacky Box. I'll throw up a couple of his videos in the Discord, but he does just little random weird, RP challenges and things like that. And he did one that was absolutely hilarious, and it was like, you've got an hour and only through RP make money, and he was like, bought some cheese, bought a couple of blunderbusses, just like white items, and was like walking around like, good morrow, sir, I have something to show you, and just, random people on the server struck him up in conversation, and guy's like, I'll give you 2 gold, and he's like, okay, thank you very much, kind sir, and it, just for the giggles and whatnot. And at one point he was like, I've got something to show you, and put a blunderbuss into the trade window, and the other guy, without having said anything at all, put like a Beastmaster's belt in the window, and the guy's like, oh. I mean, this is in classic, so I mean, like, dude's putting a piece of tier gear in trade for a white item. Like, he's either like lull for the memes or just like, oops, whatever, and we're guessing it was like, I recognize the name, I realize you're making a video, wink, wink. And by the end of it, it's like 45 minutes in, he's made like 136 gold, a Beast Stalker's belt, had a boatload of fun with a bunch of people, and RP'd his character being arrested, and because he was a hunter, feigned death. And the whole thing, like, oh, the cheese couldn't be that rancid, surely it was, you didn't get arrested for the guns, got arrested for the cheese. It was bad cheese. He's trying to prove that the cheese was fine. He ate some of the cheese and then feigned death. And everybody's like, the cheese was bad. He is dead. Let's move on. It was funny. It was funny. But I get a kick out of things like that, just like having little, guild RP events, or just random, like, walking down the way, like, good morrow, good sir, how be thy this day, and but then I did Ren Fair, so like, going from Ren Fair to RP, I'm really more in it for the community and the fun and the love and the gameplay than like fame or notoriety or big cred or anything like that. Like, the loot is nice, but it really only gives me the ability to be able to help carry other people. That's really all I care about it for. Otherwise, it's just pixels. And being that I'm as weird and awkward as I am, and the world's at where it's at, and the game's toxicity level is what it is, it's kind of hard to gauge like what's what, who's who, and like,
Yeah.
are people really sussing you, or is this just like friendly banter? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Now
there's
trying to get this dungeon going and everything, and we've already had to set it twice.
what dungeon?
It's
One of the Horde's soldiers
it's a
has been butchering
Nibiki.
your allies.
Ah,
I suggest you remind
that's
them
what I was asking you. What's your max eye level
superiority.
on a character?
well, that would probably be on Sala.
Okay.
Max eye level would probably be on Sala, but that's like tank / ret.
No, rat would be fine. Oh wait, no wait, sorry, we got 2 DPS now. I think. 3. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good. And that's why I'm like, now that I come back, like, give me 24 to 48 hours and I'll have like a respectable eye level, just like blazing through things on my own. It's just like I've been bouncing to a half a dozen different characters and stuff like that, and I haven't really been focused down on one thing entirely. And even just bouncing around, I've gotten most of my characters, the 3, 4, 5 that I've been playing, to about the average of like 131, 150. And it doesn't take me that long. So if I actually sat down, now that I know where I'm going, what I'm doing, and how to handle everything, getting to 60 is like, okay, that's tonight. That's 4 levels, and that's not a problem. And then a respectable eye level, that's like 20 to 30 hours later, and we're done. The main thing is like, I know at some point I need to like legitimately take the time to at least like drop in a damage meter and like deadly boss mods or something, like ILVI or something like that. LVUI. Sorry. Like I said, 3 rum and cokes. And that's the funny thing. Like I did Renaissance Fair for like 15 to 20 years, 15, 16 years. And we were like, for the majority of that time, I was in a Ren Fair Actors Guild that was like 3 kegs a weekend. So like, even though I quit drinking like 12, maybe 16 years ago, my natural tolerance is so high that like 3, 4 rum and cokes is like, yeah, it takes the edge off of my social anxiety and like prevents me from panicking. That's the crazy thing though. Like, I legitimately had a conversation with Officer Young of Prineville PD, and he's like, look, I get that you moved here from a big city to have a small town, quiet, slow pace of life, but we can only enforce the laws that they pass in Portland. And Portland says everything under an ounce, with the exclusion of a few things like fentanyl, is legal. So, as crazy as it sounds, legitimately, an ounce of black tar heroin isn't even ticketable. 2 ounces it's $100 fine. And if you don't pay the fine, according to Officer Young, nothing happens to you. So it's kind of one of those weird juxtapositions where, like, my literal medicinal antidepressant prescribed by a doctor, they're sussing me and won't give me, and they're making it a hassle to get. But I could buy crack or heroin, and that's no crime. And I'm like, my God, this world is doomed. How does that even compute? Like, it doesn't even begin to, like, it's unfathomable how that even makes sense. So I'm like, okay, somewhere in the middle, coping mechanism, I'll have a few drinks and take the edge off. Not a great mechanism over time, but as an immediate hold fast.
Yeah.
While I temporarily process everything that I've come to learn and that's happened in the last few weeks and months. It's something. I'd like to find a way to process better, but in the meantime, it kind of is what is working.
Now, I've kind of switched playing to a paladin tank, and I'm not as
Cool.
jump, pull. With the paladin,
Yeah.
With the paladin tank, you need to be a bit more slower.
Yes. But they have that beautiful, wonderful ability to, like, if somebody accidentally overpulls, you can manage it. Not to say that it's comfortable, but you can manage it. Especially if you've gone carrion and you have that hits 5 other with the interrupt silence. So it's not just the first, like, if you have the talent so that your shield bounces to 4 additional, that's awesome because it helps you hold the aggro. And then with the extra shield, it gives you silence interrupts on every one of those, which just it makes everything so much easier dealing with things situationally, and it's a bit of a boost on the DPS as well.
Yeah.
I actually prefer paladin tanking to warrior tanking. I started out as prot warrior tanking when originally, and I was the, like, you know, great sword, great axe, like, two-handed weapon, like, I'm a tank. And they're like, where's your shield? I'm like, huh? Like, I was the literal bad tank. And I learned the hard way. And then I was like, oh, you can get a shield? And I was like, okay, sword and board, let's do this. Revenge and Sunder all the way. And then I was like, oh, hey, paladins are a thing? This is freaking awesome. See, just like that, I log in, head over to Ardenweald, and boom, I got 2 quests that were waiting for me to turn in. Oh, this isn't going to take long at all. 120... 120. Yeah, there's a couple of things here that I can get for 120 easily. And then I know the talents and stat prio for everything on Frost DK. Yeah, I'm all set up here.
I wasted 2 pieces of food. I think they're like 200 pieces each. Gold. Because they start the dungeon when I'm eating.
Oof. And so you gotta get up and move before you've gotten the buff.
Yeah. Well, they started the, you know, the key.
Yeah. See, I would almost say something before you buff, and then, like, if you buff and they take off while you're buffing, I'd just be like, okay, I'm sitting here until I've gotten the buff.
No, like, say, like, I was eating, and when you put the key in, the dungeon resets.
Oh, and it interrupts the... Oh. And then once they've put it in, it's too late. So you almost have to, like, drop in and immediately...
Yeah.
And if they're Johnny on the spot, you're kind of deuces for good luck anyways. Oh.
And we have a hunter with us, so he's like, misdirect, pull. I'm like, okay, interrupt again.
Fun. I have to admit, as a hunter, I usually forget about misdirect, and that's probably to our Chank's benefit. Because, yeah, as a hunter, you can, like, oops, I pulled absolutely everything. Here you go, tank. Deal with it. Lulz, feign death. It's like, dude, really?
Yeah. So, yeah. It's been a bit quiet since I removed Sunny, but oh man, just to not have to hear the ridicule has been super great.
Yeah, I kind of understand what you mean. Lol, I just died. I finished combat and everything and was sitting there like, okay, that's done. Was listening to you and was just about to say something, and all of a sudden my character just like dead. I'm like, oh, there was a debuff ticking. I didn't even see that. I get a kick out of it though. But no, I know what you mean. Like, sometimes, like, the guild being pulled in two different directions puts a strain on everything.
The large one must be the Alpha. Slay it, and the others will stay.
Having a unified vision for the direction of the guild is quite tantamount to the longevity of the guild. It's just whether or not everybody's in agreement on what that direction is. And unfortunately, once a schism begins, it's hard to forestall.
Yeah.
I'm looking through all of my everythings and like making sure I got everything all where it needs to be and that I got all my abilities out. Something seems odd. I can't put my finger on it. No, I'm just looking at my bar with all of my abilities and everything set up where I usually have it except for one. I'm like, what the heck was that? Oh, that was because I had the, okay, yeah. That was that, and that's where I had the racial abilities, so there's nothing there right now. Oh, hello. Ah! Rogue decided to say hello.
Oh.
Yep, he's getting the drop on me. Nah, he got me.
What did he
Much
want,
salute to you.
What did he want to discuss?
My imminent demise. I have war mode on, of course, and I was just checking through things on my bar and looking at all of my. I'm like, no, I got that, I got that. I'm like, oh right, my old character that I was just playing. I'm like, the last ability on my bar is empty, and I'm like, what did I have there? Something feels out of place, and I was like, oh right, that was the racial ability for the other character that I had. And just as I was realizing what ability it was that was missing from my bar, a rogue comes out of self, saps me,
Our target
starts
lies deep within the prison.
lighting me up,
None
and then
standing your way.
gouge, and then lights me up, and then blind, and then lights me up. I mean, he did the full combo. I literally had no chance to react, and I'm down. I'm like, beautifully executed, Rogue. Beautifully. You gave me 0 chances to respond. I could barely fidget. Nicely played. I mean, let's face it, if you're playing a Rogue, that's how you're supposed to play it, right? Just drop in out of nowhere, eviscerate someone, leave them bleeding from the feeling, and then just deuces out.
Yeah. Yeah, finally we're making progress on this key.
What dungeon?
Sanguine Depths.
Ooh. That one's not too bad, but yeah, it's got some tricky spots, especially on Mythic from what I hear.
Well, last
Plus.
night we did it on a 5. No problems, only 1 death. Today I found one that was a 6. And we can't get past the first boss. Because no one knows what to do.
You know, I hate to admit it, but I think it was Bellionaire that said it sometime last week, and he was pointing out like how bad are our social skills if we can't even like 5 people to regularly, like, you know what I mean? Because if you stop and think about it, like pugging it and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, okay, you get someone, you know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's a bad key, maybe you have a bad run, you know, but like eventually you meet someone that's like, hey, it was a pretty good run if you can make a friend, but then they're gone before like you can even like, hey, good run, much appreciated, you want to add friends lit? And like, nope, they're gone. Damn. It just really highlights the importance of like guild and community.
Yeah. If you even look at our guild right now, we almost hit 200 members now. And
I was noticing we've had quite a few people add into the guild. Brats.
And that's what I was trying to get across to Sunny, like, look how much we've grown. And you're taking people away that are active.
Well, not only that, but it's also a matter of like either people are going to have to pay transfer, which most people aren't going to be able to afford, or everybody's starting over at level 1.
Yeah.
Which means like setting back progress a good weeks at least. 2-3 on average, and that's if you have a good core team, you know, working around people's lives, whether it's work, spouse, kids, whatever.
And especially me, you know, I only got 4 hours a day or so, and that's gonna make progress a little slow.
True. True.
The prisoner is down below. Zeral, one of
And
the
see, that's the difficult part, especially, you know, even though we have tools like the calendar and scheduled events and
his foes.
streams and things like that, it's just being able to find people that can coordinate to like do something during that
Yeah.
4-hour window. And that's the real tricky part is like, you know, we could have like 1,000 people and that's wonderful, but if nobody's on during that 4-hour window, it makes it real tricky to try and coordinate group activities. And truth be told, having taken the time to think things through, especially knowing my situation and where I'm coming from, it's a big ask to people to like open themselves up and make themselves vulnerable to other people, committed events, let alone being on stream, even in the fringe, let alone being on Discord. And I think that's one of those things like, you know, people who are hesitant to drop into the disc and stuff like that, like tell them like, hey, we'd rather you use a voice changer than like told us you didn't have a mic. You know, like stay somewhat of an enigma, protect yourself as much as you feel, but like still try and join in where you can as you can. You know, like no pressure, we completely understand.
Yeah.
I need a target.
Beautiful. I was just looking at my stat prio and I'm like, okay, crit mastery exactly like it should be. I'm at 42 mastery, 17 crit, mastery over crit, so that still works good.
I was wondering, have you looked at the site Ask Mr. Robot?
Yes, not recently or for this character, but I probably will sometime soon. I try and, when it comes to like the point where I've got a good enough item level to queue for things like Mythic Plus or like raids and stuff like that, I try and make sure I've got gems and enchants and everything that's appropriate.
Yeah.
I know they say it really only counts for about 5%, but it's like, hey, if I can bring that extra 5%, it's better than not, right?
Yeah.
So did you see the interview with Ian?
I don't think so.
Preach and Ian did an interview, and it's kind of been a big go-around thing on the YouTube sphere of late, because like Bellular pretty much blew a gasket and had a full-on meltdown after hearing it, and apparently so did everybody else. Just talking about where things are at and why things are the way they are. The devs are like, we're good with it, and everybody's like, are you kidding me? This is not good. I'm like, it's not bad, but yeah, it's certainly a lot of contrived systems for this expansion.
Coalesce manifestation.
Sorry, just focusing a bit on this boss.
Yeah, not a problem.
Pity. I thought you
Coalesce
would
manifestation.
Pity.
Yeah, I died on the
I
boss.
thought others are in need of my ministrations.
Don't think we're gonna get this key done in time. We only have one boss down.
Oof. How much time left?
23 minutes.
Second boss isn't nearly as hard as the first boss, but the third boss does get tricky, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And down I go. Yeah, something tells me I shouldn't pull 7 things.
But that's the fun thing.
Yeah, I know.
Especially when I do it in a mythic and drag you along.
True. Actually true. It's like, well, boys, I guess I pulled too much. How are we going to survive this? Everybody's like, ah, and then somehow we do. And it's like, yeah, boys, I knew it. There we go.
Yeah.
Knew you could handle it. I resin 3 things on me. Come on, that's not enough. Gotta come at me at least 5 deep if you want to put me back down in the ground.
Coalesce manifestation.
Oh man, you even gave me time to potion. Too bad for you.
Will confess one way or another.
Coalesce manifestation.
Will confess one way or another.
Residue.
Will confess one way or another.
Coalesce manifestation.
Revenge. Others are in need of my ministrations.
Ah, dying on the second boss now.
Uh-oh. If that's the case, then you might have a real problem with the third boss.
Third boss is okay.
Yeah?
And our healer is I level 201.
Wait, Sanguine Depths, third boss, that's the doctor one, right?
No, the light. The light shines.
Oh, yeah. That one's not too bad. Kind of a pain in the butt, but yeah, not too bad. Oh, there we go. Oh, my pants were better. Okay.
Locke is not soul storming.
That's not good. I don't usually play heals, but when I do and there's a warlock, I always make a point to ask him, like, hey, you gonna stone me? I mean, that's like basic wipe prevention, like raid mechanics 101, right?
Let us begin.
I mean, like,
Confess.
I figured that'd be like top priority for like Mythic Plus, Keystone.
Yeah.
You will confess.
I mean, the faster you can recover, the more time saved, right?
Yeah, it's just that the thing is that we're not paying attention.
Mass manifestation.
You will confess.
Second monitor warriors.
Residue.
I almost have to admit with Asmon, like, it is sad to a certain degree, because, like, once upon a time, the game was so good. It was the game that people are like, I want to give up on, like, wives, girlfriends, jobs, and familial responsibilities and just totally waste my life to play the game. And now it's like people are like, man, I can barely be bothered to log in as I'm doing stuff on the second monitor.
Residue.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. You can at least, like, pay attention. Like, I get it, open world content, but, like, you're in a dungeon. At least give a crap about the other 4 people you're playing with. But I mean, at that point, given that Torghast is the thing, and like most people, because they've fairly well killed community with server splitting and everything, like, either give us solo dungeons or like fix this, because I don't think the game can take much more of this either way.
I need a target. I don't have a target.
So, what are your plans with that DK?
Get them up to par in the next couple of hours and get back to doing whatever it is the guild's doing.
Not much really. No one's signing up on our calendar.
When I'm not being totally worthless, I'm a pretty good hype man.
Also,
See if
that-
I can't pull anyone in.
Also, that thing too is that it's just me and you online right now. Out of 190.
Yeah, there's nothing personal against you or me, honestly, mate. I've been told, like, looking at the comment section on most videos about World of Warcraft at this point, the common 7 out of 10 thing said is if you're still subscribed, you're addicted. I'm like, I don't necessarily think that's entirely true. It's a bit hyperbolic. Game's not perfect, but what is? You know, it's been in better states, but apparently, according to a lot of people, it hadn't been in much worse.
Endless torment.
I don't know if I buy that, but
Iron sight.
it is what they're saying.
Well, after I finish this dungeon, I have a little bit of time. I can log into an alt and play or something with
My
Yeah, it sounds cool.
thin.
The light shines. Even here.
I actually think it was going to take this long. How the
Beware.
damn dungeon done.
Endless torment.
If anything, I think I need to swing by an AH, make a few purchases, and I can probably bring my eye level up. I got a lot of 129 eye level gear. I think I'm 114 just because of a few pieces of gear. And if I can swing by the auction house and find those pieces of gear, I could probably be at a bit higher item level right off the bat.
Beware.
That makes everything so much
Endless
easier.
torment.
I think they said Q for heroics, it's like 144, and it's like, I don't think I can get that high tonight, but I think I can get closer. Tomorrow, though.
Immortals, escape with Sorali.
So, this is the prize you seek. It will never leave this prison. None have ever escaped the sanguine depths, and neither will you. I need a target.
Did you ever watch the anime Sword Art Online?
Yeah.
I freaking love that anime. It's like living the dream. How you do the deal. I don't know, I see people talking about the Internet of Things and how things are evolving, and I can't help but wonder, like, is Ready Player One a solid prediction? Or just the beginning? We will hunt the hunters. Our roots run. I get a kick out of the voice acting. It is like top notch on point.
That's it. %. Oof. 12 deaths.
See, that's another big problem I have with the so like, you heard that they basically built Raider IO into WoW now, right?
Really?
Yeah. So like any good add-on that like really adds functionality that improves the game inevitably ultimately gets folded into the base game. It was the same with Quest Helper and everything else. I'm like, hey, what's up with the damage meters, Blizzard? You need to put those in base, just so that it's like, you know, training dummies and whatnot, just so people have a concept of like how well they're doing and things like that. But apparently, because so many people were using it, Blizzard's come up with their own version and put it in. Here's the problem. You have a bad rating, nobody wants to play with you. What if you have a bad rating, not because you have a terrible rating, but because you keep trying to help people that have a bad rating to up their rating? Like, how bad is your rating going to get just because you're playing with a bunch of garbos?
Yeah.
Does this improve or decline the toxicity of the overall game? Hard question.
You will not take it.
But the thing is,
And it's like,
the add-ons already there, so yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing is for those people who make the argument like, life is short, I only have so much time because work, wife, kids, girlfriend, other familial responses, yada yada yada. I can't say that I fault them, that like if you don't have 9 to 12 hours a day, play continuously, yeah, you're gonna almost certainly fall behind the top tier best of the best of the best. But then like that's almost where the like casual versus hardcore comes in, you know. And like I think we're savvy enough at this point where we can honestly have the discussion that like it's more nuanced than that, because there are like hardcore casuals and pretty casual hardcores. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing that kind of, you know, I find it sad is that they had to nerf Sanguine Depths and Beauty of Pain the last boss.
And I'm wondering, is that because people don't know how to do it well, or is it because of like specific affixes? Like, is it like, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, was it baseline mechanics too hard, or was there like a further problem because of like, you know, like 3 weeks out of 4, Keystone's going to give it an extra problem?
I just know that when I was first doing it, like, yeah, we died a couple times in our first half as progress, but it was a lot more fun because of how hard it was.
True.
But even
True.
then,
Sometimes.
like, I'm struggling with this group right now trying to do Sanguine Depths.
Yeah. And that surely is a fair thing. You know, I mean, like, I've heard people say, like, if you're playing the game with heirlooms and it's too easily, stop using heirlooms. That'll make it harder. It's like, okay, granted. Like, if you're a good player and you want a bigger challenge, like, play with a bunch of garbos. It'll help them out and give you a bigger, like, you know, like, sense of accomplishment when you're like, yes, I helped these people through this thing. And see, that's where I'm like, okay, you know, like the hardcore casual, I think, is potentially more toxic than the like casually hardcore. You know what I mean? And I think that's just like the difference of like somebody who's like trying entirely way too hard to fit in a group that maybe they're not entirely prepared for, versus someone who's like, I got talent and skill for days, but I'm not really trying to be the best of the best. I'm more interested in helping people. think that's why I mentioned Kirito and Sword Art Online, because he strikes me as the, like, just generally good, but tries to be friendly and helpful.
Yeah.
I think that's, like, ideal. Like, if we could try and, like, if there was a to strive for, you know, to try and be, like,
Shining radiance.
cool, friendly, compassionate, but, like, strong AF and willing to, like, put up a fight for the things that matter. I think that's a good balance.
I wonder if we're gonna get this boss done in time. Got 3 minutes left on the clock.
Oh no, what boss are you on?
Last one.
Don't wipe. Fingers crossed.
Shining radiance.
Beware.
Piercing blur.
Strength of stone! Bleed for your crime!
Beware.
Piercing blur.
Yes, we got it done.
Suffering will be a testament
Nice.
to the
Congrats.
Not today, Carl. What is our next target? Go, mortals. I will hold her off.
See, that's one of those things that makes me wonder about Mythic Plus. Like, the first 3/4 of the dungeon, people are like, yeah, I'm watching Seinfeld. And the last quarter of the dungeon, people are like, oh boy, we're about to expire. Let me focus up now real quick. All of a sudden, everybody starts hitting mechanics, and boom, miracles happen.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried for a second there.
Okay, let's see what characters we got. Okay, switching characters.
Hmm?
Okay, what's your DK spec? Tanking, DPS?
Frost. Frost DK.
That's tank?
DPS.
Okay, let's see here.
So if you're looking to queue up for something soon, probably either tank or heals.
Okay, tank it is.
Just because I know usually either tank or heals like queues up quicker than like anything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Just gonna go wash them, okay?
What was that?
Just gonna go to wash them quick.
Okay. Probably actually run and grab my RC Cola. I know, right? Tim Pool's pretty cool.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. I actually took a second to run to the fridge and grab a RC Cola and text my mom real quick, so that worked out pretty well.
Speaking about that, how was your Mother's Day?
Say that's why I'm texting her now. I'm really terrible and terribly awkward when it comes to like human social interactions.
I have many
I-
wares.
Basically was like, hi. She was like, hey, and I was like, hi. And then nobody said anything, so I was like, okay, awkward. And then I realized what day it was today, and I was like, oh, let me text mom, send her a happy Mother's Day, and this and that, and having a little back and forth. And I had texted her the link to tonight's Tim Pool, Timcast IRL. She was like, wow, that was a really good video, really insightful and helpful, thank you. I was like, oh, not a problem. I've been watching him for like a few years now, maybe 6 to 8 months before pandemic, which is around about when he like really took off. I like and respect him because he is a milquetoast fence sitter, as he puts it. Politically speaking, he's neither right nor left. He's pretty much right in the middle. Wants to say that he's leans to the left, but over time he's started to lean to the right. So it about evens out, and he's exactly a fence post sitter. And they call it fence post sitter because today's to the right, tomorrow's he's to the left, the next day is to the right, and the next day is to the left. And it's like, yeah, no, I get it. Like on some policies I'm to the right, some policies I'm to the left. It's, you know, that's kind of what the middle means.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, in today's day and age, with everything being so crazy and hyper politicized one way or the other, it's like, just to have that, like, you know, down the middle of the center reporting, like, here's the facts, and by the way, this is my opinion, but it's only my opinion, and don't take it for fact. And it's like, hey, that's cool. I can appreciate that. Right on. Somebody's telling it like it is and not really giving me the BS.
Yeah, yeah.
See, and that's one of those cool things, man. I just had a really, really, really solid interaction back and forth with somebody from the Horde. Like, on point manners and everything. Like, I was waiting for the boss to respawn so I could wipe him out. And, boss respawned and I hadn't noticed, but I was hiding behind some eggs just inside the room. Horde runs in and pulls, and then he immediately like, oh, sorry, my bad. I'm like, nah, it's all good. I gave him a hand taking it down. He gave me the bow. I gave him a bow. Like, so now it's my turn to wipe the boss, and he's giving me a hand. I'm like, hey, that's pretty freaking solid, on point, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I spoke too soon. I think he's running away and leaving me.
For a friend of like you.
Yeah, he is. He's bailing. But that's fine. I got that. Whoa.
Good fortune to our friends.
I was about to say I got this, but that boss just caught me with something there. No, I'm good. It's gonna be close, though.
Safe travels.
Any cooldowns?
Huh?
You have any cooldowns?
Yeah, I got coolies and everything. I just didn't want to, like, in case he's hiding just around the corner, didn't want to blow all my coolies. In case he's like, oh, I'll wait until he's low and blew everything. And oh, he deuced out. Just me and this Draenei priest now. Alright, we good. We good. Oh, I turned in my quest and the Draenei priest disappeared. I was about to give him a hand. You know, honestly, I get phasing and it's cool and all, but like, dang, man, really?
Yeah.
It kills community. Like, it's hard to make friends with someone when it's like, oh, and they're gone. Not only that, when you're like, oh, there's a good herb, I could really use that, and it's like, and it's gone. Or hey, check out, there's a mine. It's a rich one, and it's gone.
Sorry, just cleaning out my bags right now.
What was that, man?
Cleaning out my bags.
For some reason, it sounds like you're a little quieter. Let me try lowering game sound a little bit. Just take that down a few ticks.
I have many lucky doos you like.
Oh wait, I got a level. I need to go equip that other sword.
Many farewells.
Yeah, that'll help. I'm still trying to pull 7 things, Ave.
Okay. Almost done here.
Don't worry about it. I'm about to pop Deathgate and swing over to Stormwind real quick. I gotta grab a few things from the auction house. That'll probably make this a little easier. Besides, I just got a level. I need to equip and glyph a new sword.
Light be with you.
Probably see if I can find another one as well.
Go with honor, friend.
Let's see where it is.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you.
Hey, cool, I got a new appearance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just gotta figure out where to go for the damn thing.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's so cool.
Hmm.
I'm getting it now. I'm getting it now.
Alright. Alliance, not Horde. Wrong side. Wrong portal. I gotta say, server seems a lot more alive than Blackwater Raiders.
Hmm. Strange, I just unlocked that appearance.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is so strange. What happened there?
Hmm. Whoa. Pricey, but okay.
Come, shop, browse. Smell. Good fortune to all friends of the Grumble.
Okay. This finger search. Oh, ooh, that's what 19,000. Ooh.
I have to do 200 world quests if I want to unlock different versions of this thing in Legion. 200 damn world quests.
For which one?
Different bear form coloration.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna log out quick and log back in and see what happens.
too far away.
Ah, there we go.
Greetings. Safe travels.
Sorry for the delay.
Oh, not a problem. I was just taking a minute myself.
You're thinking about yourself?
I was just taking a minute myself.
Ah.
I'm clearing out my bags and whatnot.
Same.
I'm gonna take a second and grab some gold from other tunes so I can buy some more gear on this one. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Grab some gold from this tune and that tune and see what we can do. I hit 57, so I'm like 3 levels from 60, and I'm like hard point trying not to buy gear for 60 and like just get what I need for right now, because some of the stuff is like, yo, that looks like it could be like 19,000 or like 27,000 for like just a this or a that. And I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
That's a lot of money for like something that I'm probably gonna like equip, do a dungeon, and then throw away.
Remember your duty to Azeroth.
Mailbox.
Okay, I've did as much as I could.
I have many lucky doos you like.
I got like all kinds of mail that's like 1 day, 4 days. I'm like, oop, let me bounce that around.
So you get the queue?
About to lose all of it. I guess I logged in 1 day too soon, or I'd have missed everything.
You almost gonna get the queue up now?
Almost. Just grabbing a little more gold here. See what I got on this tune. Ooh, no. Broke. Very badly broke.
Yeah, I don't got enough time for one dungeon run. Because I gotta be up at 10 o'clock in the morning for an appointment.
Ah. Alright. I'll jump back in. See if I can get a couple of rings, and that should pull up item level a little.
Where are you located?
Hmm?
Where are you located? In the auction house?
Ah, I'm in the auction house.
Here, look at this.
Huh. Oh, wow. The staff?
No. Watch this.
Oh. That's cool with bone armor and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen the flame keys, so.
Oh, I literally just bought a ring and I didn't even have the chance to equip it. We just popped like that. Nice.
But yeah,
I was like,
what do you think of how
bye.
what do you think of how I dressed my druid?
That's cool.
See, I never have a tank as a druid.
I don't have a target. I need to target something.
Oh, press the wrong button.
I need need to get closer. I don't have a target. I need a target.
The master will not be questioned.
Too far away. Out of range. Get closer. Out of range. Too far away. I need to get closer.
We will break you, like all the rest.
Out of range.
I deserve better.
I always find it interesting that we can get more done if, you know, people don't stay stationary, you know?
I'm out of
Yeah?
range.
Yeah. Yep. Can you hear me?
There we go, I hear you now.
Okay.
You hear what I said?
Yep.
But yeah, you saw like kind of how I just kept running and like aggroed one, but people focused the target and pulled the aggro off me.
Yeah.
Too far away. I need to get closer.
Nicely done.
I need to target.
Hold over. Can you death grip that guy over there?
Yep, on him.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Good call, though. Better than anybody trying to run over there and pick him up.
Wait for this pat to go. Do you have the vampire spec here? I don't know.
No, Night Fae.
Want a vampire grip one of these guys, casters? I would go for the arrow guy.
I'll grab the other one as soon as it's off cooldown. Yeah, that's even better. Somebody burned him down.
It's too far away.
Grip the other one in the back.
Yep.
Thank you.
I don't have a target.
Oof. That last part always gets me.
I can just stand in it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Can't attack that target. I need to target something first.
Yep, someone aggroed.
I'm out of range.
Here comes the whole party.
far away. Hey, the target.
Be gone, rebel filth! Blood take you!
Beware.
Slay
Beware.
the trespassers! Flesh is weak. Dust to dust!
I'm out of range.
Yep. Oh, was that you?
Beware.
Yep.
You have to bring that and drop it on the baby gargoyles to kill him.
Oh, okay.
Now we get overwhelmed.
I figured they were just about to go down, but yeah, now that I know that.
Your fate is carved in stone. Death from above!
So you just like this.
You need to get closer.
Finally slay the trespassers!
Is that it?
Cannot be.
Like all the rest.
Also, I apologize for all my complaining.
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
I can't attack that target.
Hey, how are ya? Yeah, I'm having fun. It's just I complained quite a few things like kind of like how like I can stealth past some mobs, and people have to sort of strategize of what to do for themselves. I find instead of just running in and like, oh,
Attack that target.
tank, take care of it.
Oh my.
I'm out of range.
I booked it straight for our healer. That works.
Your penance is at
That's
hand.
what I was asking for vampire people.
You must face your punishment. Their pain shall enlighten you.
Is he just controlling undead, or is that
You
something he's spec'd into?
You have to run behind one of the pillars.
Their pain shall enlighten you.
Or are you talking about the vampire person?
You must
Yeah, the
face
vampire
your punishment.
person.
So basically, if you're this race, then you can control those loyal guys.
Out of range.
Ah.
Their pain shall enlighten you. My flock needs me.
You gotta kill all these ghost people.
Yeah. Oh, I could have aimed that way better. My bad.
I need to target.
I missed that entire last back PO.
Now for the next row.
Too far away. I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
Yeah, because if you don't kill the ghost, he sucks their life and he just refuels. But if you have enough DPS, you can burn them down, apparently. But I wouldn't-
Just let him sit there and drain through everyone one after another.
I must deal with you
no, I
myself.
mean like, you can kill him in one shot before he drains.
Ah, okay.
Be
Yeah.
gone,
If you
rebel.
have the DPS, but I wouldn't do it on a mythic.
You are
Yeah.
beneath my contempt.
I always get messed up on this one.
Your pride undoes
I
you.
usually end up getting smacked by a pillar.
Patience.
I need to get closer. Out of range. Beware. I need to get
The
closer.
anima overflows.
Too far away.
You see how this guy's soaking that beam?
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of range.
On mythic, there's 4 beams and you have to soak it.
It's too far away.
Beware. And that's the whole get behind the pillar thing. Ah, crud.
Out of range.
Yep.
I have anima to spare.
Yeah, I just got smacked twice, but I didn't die. Woohoo! Gear check accomplished. Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's it from me for tonight.
Alright, well. Very cool. Not a problem. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Hey, come on, Rainstormer. I'm trying to heart the stormer.
Right. Well, I'm gonna be up for a little while longer, but I might go grab something to eat, have a smoke, make a phone call. But then I'm probably gonna come back and work on this for at least another couple of hours, and I'll log in tomorrow morning and see where things are at. You got work in the morning, or no? You said you had an appointment, huh?
I have an appointment at 10 o'clock and then I'm working again until 9 o'clock at night. Or it depends on how I feel tomorrow, because I feel like I have the stomach flu coming on.
Well, it's not good. You got to take care of yourself, especially in time of pandemic. I don't think anybody fault you for calling in, but then again, there's always paychecks, so it depends on what you're getting paid for and what you can afford. You know what I mean?
Anyway, have a good night.
Yeah, it was great talking with you, man. You have a great one. I'll catch you tomorrow.
You too, and I'm glad that you're feeling better.
I don't know about better, but I'm at that point where I either have to take a chance or realize that there's no chance. So,
But
being a thing of positive and hope, gotta hope for the best, right?
But hopefully
prep
now,
for the worst, but hope for the best.
Hopefully now that the little bit of toxicity is gone from the group, with Sonny's comments.
He was a unique individual, and I don't wish him any ill will, and part of me wishes we could bygones be bygones and find a way to mend bridges, but I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to be part of the solution or you're part of the problem, and
Yeah.
he was a cool dude. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has their faults. I wish that there's something we could do, but things are what they are.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have a great one, man. I'll talk to you later.
That's some cool sword you got there.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll have to figure out. I'll try and take a look at things, see where they come from, and I'll let you know so we can hunt them down for everybody in the guild.
With the swords.
Yeah, they're badass. Freaking love these things.
But what do you think on how I dressed my druid? Kind of like all, you know.
Yeah, it's very cool. No, I mean, it's very, very, very shui. Like, it very much reminds me of, like, old-time druid. Like, I don't know if necessarily, like, you know, the boots, but, like, the boots are always kind of, like, the boots, you know? I mean, it very much looks druid through and through. It's just, like, the metal, and, like, metal's usually, like, faux pas with them, but it plays well with the bracers and the belt, so, like, it's something that, like, if you didn't know that about druids, you could totally overlook it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I love the, like, the way that the, like, the helm and the chest and the shoulders all kind of, like, really, really strongly go together. Like, it's even a good choice on the cloak, like, thematically.
It's the guild's cloak.
Yep. That staff is just badass. It's a druid staff, or?
I think so, yeah.
That thing is just wicked cool.
And I like the purple glow on it, you know?
Yeah. Is that baked in, or is that...
yeah, that's baked in.
Enchant. Yeah, it's baked in. That is a nice glow.
Well,
I'm always amazed by what they have for, like, baked in enchants and what they don't. Like,
well, it says
it kind of,
I
like,
have an enchant on it with versatile navigation. Let me take it off, see what happens.
Don't bother. It looks good the way it is.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't have an enchant on it for looks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like...
Yeah, that's the way it looks through and through. It's the Transmog Druid staff, I think. The Legion one.
I want to get the enchantment for Void Edge. But I know that's like Horrific Visions, huh? I'll probably have to go back and do that at some point. Just because I think that looks really, really cool.
Here, how's this one staff look?
May your feet find good trails.
Ooh, that's Scythe of Elune, huh?
Let me see here.
What scythe is that?
Oh, I have just the thing. Wander out.
That is freaking rad.
Yeah, Scythe of Elune.
What's the name of the coloration tint on that?
No clue, sadly.
Farewell, friend of
I'm gonna have to check. That might be one of those things like unlocked during Legion only or something.
What do you think of this one?
That one's cool. I like the other one better, but that one is very, very cool. It reminds me of like Warlords of Draenor with like the Aarakocra. Like, it very reminiscent of like Hakar. Like, if somebody told me that was the thing they used to make blood sacrifices to Hakar with, I'd be like, I don't doubt it. That looks savage.
Yeah, I have different sites of balloon.
Yeah, I played damn near every class there is during Legion, more or less.
Yeah.
There were some specs I missed, but Druid was the class that I missed entirely, and that's why I made the Druid on Moonguard, because I was just like, I wonder.
Can't seem to find anything good that's pre-class.
Beware of Yeti.
For what, staves or scythes?
Staffs, yeah.
Yeah, the game definitely could use some like better like staff transmogs. Some of them were like really on point, and some of them were like, what happened there? Like, it seemed like they had a good idea, but it just went sideways somewhere. And I don't want to be like, the older staffs look better, but like some of them literally do. And I don't mean all of the old staffs, because some of the old staffs are like, ew, what the heck happened there? But like, some of them are just like, ooh, that's nice. You know what I mean?
What do you think of this thing?
I don't have any staves in this. Let's see, what was that? Is that a mace?
Yeah.
Or a staff?
It's a mace.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, that is a badass mace. But if you told me that was a staff, I'd be like, that's one fugly staff. But that is a damn nice mace. The one mace that I got a kick out of, what was it?
I have many lucky doos you like.
Well, that one's pretty cool, but no.
Good fortune to all friends.
Well, yeah, okay, there's the Hammer of the Naru, which is just, like,
I find this purple staff
Yeah.
fits it perfectly. This look.
I like either one of those, like, dually either one of those. Like, if you can, like on a Fury Warrior. Either one of those maces are nice. But yeah, no, I like that staff a lot.
Like the staffs that came out in this expansion are not the greatest looking.
True. Some of the maces aren't bad. Some of the swords are pretty cool, but yeah, a lot of the axes and staffs that I've seen are just a little lacking. The pole arms actually are like, okay, so
Yeah, that's a cool looking
there's
staff.
that one, but that's a pole arm, but they call it a scythe.
I think I have that one.
Yeah, it's the Dusk Warder and the Gormslinger spear. Now, I have to say, as far as spears go, like, honest, legitimate spears, that's not bad. Like, I personally wish I had a spear like that for in my own personal collection.
What do you think of the 2 items I linked?
Let's see, Void Core, Great Staff. Ooh. Yeah. That rune infused spear looks like it's like I'm gonna get the medieval can opener and tear your butt open. But that Void Core Great Staff, that's like
Also, this thing's cool looking too.
that's the sort of thing I would expect to see like a Mind Flayer holding, and like as he's telepathically telling me he's gonna liquefy my brain and drink it with a straw. Like
I would say that for a Shadow Priest, Void Shadow Priest.
yeah. No, I have that. The Hunt Master's Halberd. That is a nice spear. It's shiny with that bling and that gem. And I'm not entirely sure the golden bling off of it is the right color. Like if it was a red bling off of the gem,
I don't even know how that's a pole arm. I would say it's more like a battle axe.
That's a pole arm.
Yeah.
That is a pole arm. No, dude, that is I would severely call that a battle axe. Like honestly, legitimately, that's a battle axe. That is a very, very nice close quarter, short half battle axe.
Mm-hmm.
Pole arm? No way, dude. It's not long enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a pole axe, but even then, I'd have to say it's a short half pole axe, which would put it more in a battle axe than a pole axe.
Also, this expansion's fist weapons, actually any fist weapons, are just horrible.
Yeah. Like, no, they are. They're garbo. Like, I haven't seen
oversized and
badly shaped and just like what the hell? Like what? It was an okay idea implemented badly.
What is this?
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, that's just ugly and satirical. I mean, like even duallying them up. That's the funny thing is like you dualies them up. One of them's white and one of them's red. They're not even the same colors.
Now this is a sweet ass dagger.
Oh, what is that? A bear dragon? Bear dragon fists? Looks weird. Okay, see now that dagger's not half bad. I don't know if the purple and red and silver go together, but like if the gems were red, I'd be like banging.
Mm-hmm.
If the blade was purple, I'd be like banging. But the purple and red, I don't know if it works too well together, but they are nicely shaped and designed and proportioned. I just think the color tint is slightly
off a bit, eh?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like red and purple isn't bad. I think that sort of thing comes down to what's the overall Mog. If you have the overall Mog, I mean, that's the thing is Loralis is mostly red.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, that purple really just pops out. And having no other purple in the gear, makes it look kind of out of place. But if you had like more red and purple all throughout, that'd probably be banging. It's just one of those things, like pick a color, red or purple, and they'd be awesome either way. But like when mixed both, it's like, yeah, it comes down to like,
The last
you
dagger,
know what I mean?
The last dagger I posted is like, oh my god, horrible. It looks kind of cool, but the colors are so off.
and again, okay, Fang of the Pit looks cool. I like that.
Yeah,
But
the Gut Ripper.
yeah, and I don't. Okay, no, they're both purple now. For some reason, one was coming back orange and one was coming back purple, and I'm guessing it was just a glitch.
Yeah, but anyway.
The testicle eye hanging from the back is really fucking cool, but
Actually,
it is weird. Yeah, no, I know, but it's like from if you don't see the eye, it looks like it's a nad. Like from the front, it looks like a nad. From the back, it's like, oh yes, that's clearly an eyeball. But from the front, it's like, okay, that's a little disturbing. From the back, it's like, okay, that's creepy, but somehow a little less disturbing.
This is gonna be the saddest looking druid set I've ever seen.
No. But I would love to see a Mog built to fit around that. Oh. 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 Why? Is that actually like tier or?
It's a quest set from Temple of Enkirja or something like that. The bug temple.
Encourage. That's the Encourage set?
Yeah.
Okay, that's almost understandable. But that helmet? It's like something right out of like a mix between Shogun Warriors and Gundam Wing. Like,
yes.
What?
There must have been a Gundam fan in that.
You know, but like,
or maybe.
And to that, I could say I understand.
Like kind of like a druid, like thunder cats.
But again, like, and that's cool. Like Gundam Wing is cool, Thundercats is cool. But how is that bug related in any way? Like, it's just not tracking. I mean, and that's one of those things. Like, cover the entire armor, look at just the helm, and you're like, what went wrong? Cover just the helm and look at the rest of the armor, and you're like, okay, that's not half bad. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's a little weird, but like it comes from AQ, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that explains it totally. Not a problem at all. But that helmet, and it's not even like mostly the helmet. Like the back of the helmet matches the shoulders just fine. But that giant V on the forehead, it's like, what? Are you planning on tuning in Jupiter? Like, how does that thing work? Exactly. Like,
here's an arrow set that just boggles the mind.
Can you detach it and throw it like Link's boomerang? Because if you could do that, I'd be like 10 out of 10 best helmet in the game. But minus that, it's like, why? Oh my.
And that's
I was just about to be like, okay, let's see what's this all about here now, and then that helm, and I'm like, oh boy,
Yes.
oh my.
That's the Throne of Thunder.
I kind of want that helm just to be able to RP like I was in an industrial accident.
Yes.
You know, like
I had accident that barrel on the head. It do the chemical.
you know, like I don't know whether I should be amazed, horrified. I mean, it's just it works. And like I get the like mismatched shoulders, but like I don't know, like one side's got a jaw and it's moving like it's trying to eat something, and I'm almost wondering like
I don't get the butterfly. In the
okay,
head.
the other yeah, I was gonna say there's like a spider in the shoulder and it's like trying to catch the butterfly or something. Like I saw something moving on the other side. I'm like, okay, one side's a face and the other side I don't even that like all right, I'm not looking at this thing's butthole, right? Like that's just weird.
Yeah.
But then I saw it was like, oh no, there's like he's got bugs in there trying to eat off the like spiders and butterflies and stuff, and I was like, okay, that makes a little more sense now. But oh god, here we go. This is like Tiger Panda, huh? Oh boy, what is this? Okay, no, see, that's not bad. That's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, no, see, that's cool.
That's from Hellfire Citadel. You're gonna facepalm at the next one.
The Iron Pelt or the Darkwoods? Because the Ironwood was like that's a bit Tiger Panda, but no, I like that Darkwood set. It's nice.
You like the Darkwood one?
Yeah.
But it's purple. It's like I want to be a Pink Ranger.
Maybe a tad, but not too much.
Anyway, it's about 3 a.m. here almost, so I gotta get going if I want to be.
Oh yeah, man! If you gotta get up early, for sure, for sure. Alrighty, man. You get some rest. I'll catch you later.
How did I get flowers under my feet?
I don't know. Might have been somebody playing a goof on you. I honestly thought that was you. Like a toy that you had used or something. But I'm guessing it was probably somebody nearby in the area that put it on you. For example, who put the pumpkin on my head?
I did.
Okay. Well, it works. It's the funny thing about this outfit. Like, throw a Christmas hat on, I'm the ghost of Christmas. Throw a pumpkin on, I'm the ghost of Halloween. It's like, yep, works either way.
I think the pumpkin works better because of the swords.
You know.
But anyway, I gotta get going. Have a good night.
Have a great one, mate. I'll
Yeah.
see you tomorrow or sometime soon. You have a great one.
Oh, did I tell you about my TikTok?
No, but you need rest. Tell me tomorrow.
It's just quick. I hit 1,000 and now I can do live TikToks. Yeah.
Cool. Right on.
Okay. Have a good night.
Alrighty, man. Catch you later.
Nice to have you back. And for you guys over in TV land, thanks for watching. Have fun. As always, keep on gaming, and I'll see you guys later.